Hi, my name is Indira Eastman, and I would love to welcome you to this video today that I created because most of us that are in business have always had one big hurdle and one big struggle, and I think it is the biggest challenge that we face as business owners. And even though I've been in business since 2004 when I started my accounting practice, and then I moved into a couple of other businesses that I started, which were all very successful. Now I'm launching a new business that you can find out more about at billionairemommy.com. And what that business is about creating a seven-figure online platform for a $1 million brand image. And what I have found is that the number one challenge that we face as business owners in many different ways, shapes, and forms is the ability to ask for what we want. And that means, like in business, it's really the S word. You know, it's kind of like, no, not the SHIT word or SHUTUP word or SILENCE word. It is the other nasty word that most of us are like, we cringe, we don't want to hear it, we don't want to deal with it, it's terrible. There's all these fears and all this stuff comes up when you're a new business owner, especially if you're coming from the corporate world as an employee, or you're coming from an institution like a professor or a teacher, and you're just an average normal person, and then you hear the S word and you're like, oh, SH, no, oh my God, here's another salesperson and these pushy salespeople. And we all feel sorry. You know, a lot of times I can tell you in my early years, now that I've wisened up, I can say no a little bit, but in my early years, anyone that, you know, sold anything I bought, because I just had like, you know, I had the pity card and I would feel sorry for people. And so I would pretty much not have any money left because, you know, talking about my experiences, what I did was I'd have to work like 3 or 4 jobs to be able to afford the lifestyle that I wanted. So I would go to school at night and I would work like 3 jobs so that I could go buy more things and do what I wanted to do. And that, you know, hit to burnout. So, you know, I can't say how many mistakes I've made going back, you know, let's say 15, 20 years ago, and then how, you know, over the last 10 or 15 years, I've invested in, you know, top-notch training at a world-class level with world experts, and now I've learned like so many amazing things. And each video series that I do, I would like to introduce my coaches and my teachers, and I would love to get them on interviews so that you are getting familiar with the work that they do, and all the years, maybe 5 to 7 years of, you know, 30, 40, 50 hours of training with them that has led me to a position where I'm in a place where I can actually help you to not make some of the mistakes that I made. So I went over the top 10 issues that salespeople, you know, face, and here are the solutions. Okay, I'll start with number one. Number one, we have to be what's called our, you know, I'll go through kind of some of the things that I've done that is really important, that if you don't know these words, you don't know this language, you don't know any of these terminology or jargon in sales terminology, then chances are you will not go very far in your business. And a lot of the times, as a small business owner, you don't have the luxury to go hire somebody to, like a sales force or a sales team or marketing people that will, you know, and if you do have the budget and the funding and you've hired these people and you're spending $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $100,000 a month or more, and you're not seeing effectiveness in your marketing, then what's happening is that your message to market and these basic concepts you don't understand. So this is kind of an overview of that beginning part. Number one, you have to be authentic. And what that means is, I was talking about what is it about you that makes you confident. It's called your USP, which is your unique selling proposition. And a USP is connected to a unique selling person. What that means is that there may be in the state of Arizona or in the world, there may be like coaches and consultants that are, I wouldn't say a dime a dozen, but there would be 100,000 on my Google stats. I've seen 100,000 searches for coaches and consultants. What would make you or your business as a coach or a consultant, an attorney, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, it doesn't matter, construction company, what would make your company the go-to company for a customer? That is what your USP is. Your USP is something that makes you authentically you. And if you're just like everyone else, then we might as well brand as a corporate brand and be acquired by a corporation or expand with a corporation and have what we call strategic alliances, which we can take our company to a 10x level, and then we can multiply our growth and our sales. So instead of you managing everything you're on your own as a solopreneur, you would be able to move into a big business with a total leveraged platform, and you'd be able to free up your time and your energy. Because the goal of my videos is to give us a little bit more time, whether it's 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours a week more, so that we can spend time with our children, we can spend time with our spouse, we can spend time in personal development, we can spend time learning or reading books or learning about the things, or going deep and really healing and doing the things that we came here on this planet to do, which is connect with each other, love each other, grow with each other, and experience life. A lot of times life just passes us by because we're on a daily grind. And so in my world, that daily grind is great if it is highly leveraged and it's allowing us to do the things we want to do. A lot of times, a lot of my friends living in Sedona, Arizona, they were 80 years and over. I mean, I'll be honest, some of my best friends a couple years ago were now, I have friends that have children now and a lot younger friends, but my blessing was that around the older people, I was my growth was like supersonic. It was like super conscious. It was amazing because the things I learned with them and from them were phenomenal, because all the pain and the struggle that they had gone through, most of the time they never regretted all the things they did wrong. They would never talk about, I did this when I was young and I regret that. What their regrets was the things that they never got to do. And here is, an 85-year-old woman that now is saying that if I had the time to do over my life, I would not have done so much of this. I would have done this instead with my life. And that music inside of them, that pain inside of them, is the reason that got me motivated to move in this direction back in 2011, because I watched too many people in that pain of regret. And I was one of those people where I was extremely successful. I had over 30 clients in town as an accountant, and I used to work literally 1 or 2 days a week and covered my expenses, and I had the rest of the time to write books and dream and do what I loved. But there wasn't anyone else that was doing that around me. They were way too old, and their physical bodies could not or did not allow them to do the things they wanted to do when they were young. So I can't help, my 90-year-old neighbor, he passed away, and then my 85-year-old she passed away, and then the other neighbors, well, they retired and moved away, and so, well, that's my life here. But what I do have is I have the ability to connect with you over the next whatever number of years you have. Every 8 minutes, we have another retiree or a baby boomer that's looking to start a business and a career. Many of you are coming from professions where the sales words is it's like a terrible thing. You're not allowed to even experience it or experiment with it because it was so shunned or shut down in society, because there was a lot of, cheesy, easy and sleazy out there. And the idea of this snake oil salesman, this person that tries to wiggle their way in and try to use deception and get you to make an investment decision for something in a business or your life. And these are the issues that we deal with. And so if we don't address the heart of a USP, we don't address the heart of a unique selling proposition, which is what makes you unique, what makes you such an amazing person, what What brings your dreams to reality? What makes you, what are your values? What do you stand for? How is it that you communicate your message in such a way that your audience will relate, even though there might be like 10 other people that are doing the same exact thing, or 1,000 or 1,000,000 other people doing the same thing? What is it about you that's going to make them relate to you and resonate with you? What is your dream client is called your ideal customer avatar. What that means is your ideal customer avatar is like an avatar is it's like a picture of an ideal person. It's not real. It's kind of a created image and personality and age and, you know, their sex and their demographics. Demographics is a big word. What that means is, where do they live? What do they like to eat? Where do they shop? What kind of home do they live in? How much disposable income do they have? Disposable income is very simple. What it means is, you know, a person makes this much money and then they have that much money left over at the end. Well, the money left over is called disposable income. It means that your ideal customer avatar is going to have, let's say, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000, whatever that amount is that is extra money that they're going to go blow somewhere. You want them to invest that money with you. Anything that is in a business environment that you would like to know more about, please go to billionairemommy.com and you can check out the webinar that's free on there. It's you can just kind of look at, you know, the top of billionairemommy.com. There's a webinar. You'd have to enter your name and email to be able to get all of my videos and the, you know, maybe the ebook and things like that. You can go on there and get a free copy of Cosmic Accounting, and you can be part of my email list, and I'd be happy to keep you posted as I keep sending out more videos. And really, to be part of my email list, I'd like you to tell me, you know, feedback. Tell me what you want to see more of. What is most important to you? What is meaningful to you? And I'm looking forward to really getting to know you, connecting with you, and seeing how I can serve and help. I hope you have a phenomenal, amazing, wonderful day, and I can't wait to connect with you again. Thanks so much.